Welcome back to our channel, where we share updates and untold stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today we bring you some news. Duke of Kent breaks silence, Camilla's daring moves, and the legacy of scandal. Queen Camilla's contentious actions and outspoken words are sending ripples through the ranks of the British royal family, which has been a symbol of unity and tradition for decades. The royal family is now navigating what are considered new seas. Her recent activities, such as modifying the regulations for wearing tiaras and expressing an unexpected desire for her granddaughter to marry Prince George, appear to have significantly strained the family. These many changes have severely impacted the Duke of Kent, a steadfast proponent of royal tradition and caution. His choice to come out against Camilla's actions signals a crucial turning point and gives light on the emotional weight of the issue. He is known for his unwavering allegiance to the monarchy, and with this decision, he has thrown light on the problem. According to reports, Camilla expressed her wish for her granddaughter to marry Prince George, the eldest son of Prince William and the heir to the throne, in the future. This heightened the tension to a critical level. She reportedly said that her granddaughter could be a great queen. This never-before-made comment has stunned the royal family, given its ramifications for the line of succession and the larger dynamics of royal marriages. On account of his quiet manner and unwavering allegiance to the monarch, the Duke of Kent has taken the extraordinary step of publicly expressing his dissatisfaction with the situation. It is stated that his attitude was prompted by worries over the reasons behind Camilla's objectives and the potential precedent that they may create for future generations. Camilla's ancestor, Alice Keppel, has drawn parallels to this action, and the Duke of Kent perceives it as Camilla's attempt to create a lasting legacy for her family within the monarchy. Insiders provide the basis for this view. At times, the Duke, a voice of calm dignity, has made rare and forthright statements about what he perceives as a fundamental danger to the principles and unity of the monarchy. He has made these remarks. The reply that Charles has given is not just a criticism of Camilla's behavior, but it is also a very personal confrontation with the heritage of scandal that has plagued the royal family and now seems to be threatening to redefine it. In this video, we delve into the reasons behind Duke Kent's decision to speak out about Camilla's behavior, as well as the circumstances that led him to do so. Camilla's tiara rule, a shining example of the crown's power. There were reports that the tension started with a decision that seemed to be nothing more than a procedural matter at first glance. With the introduction of a new regulation that governs access to royal tiaras, Queen Camilla granted herself an unprecedented level of freedom to choose jewels from the collection of the late Queen Elizabeth II, while at the same time putting limits on other senior royals. The absence of notable personalities like Princess Anne, Princess Catherine, and the Duke of Kent from the most recent reception for the diplomatic corps fueled speculation that this symbolic shift held deeper significance. As far as the Duke of Kent was concerned, this action went against the very foundations of the monarchy's customs. His perspective was that the collection of tiaras that belonged to the late Queen was not a personal resource, but rather a common emblem of the continuity and communal power of the monarchy. Some close to the Duke stated that he felt betrayed by the choice, seeing it as a break from the principles of unity and common purpose that had long been the defining characteristics of the royal family. According to reports, the Duke told close friends, "This is not about jewels. What those jewels stand for is the most important thing. Rather than serving personal interests, those awards contribute to a shared legacy and, above all, serve a purpose." This move was not only a violation of etiquette for a man who has devoted his whole life to preserving the dignity of the monarchy. Rather, it was a symbolic shift that, in his opinion, placed individual ambition above the cohesiveness of the group. Camilla made bold statements about Prince George's future. Reports suggest that Queen Camilla's remarks regarding Prince George's future caused the Duke of Kent to reach a critical point. The tiara might have initiated the dispute. Reports suggest that Camilla, in a private chat, expressed her desire for her granddaughter to marry the young prince, believing her granddaughter has the potential to become a great queen in the future. The royal family was shocked by the consequences of this declaration, which had both personal and institutional repercussions. According to the Duke of Kent, these words constituted an overreach that was cause for concern. A number of people who are close to him have described his response as one of profound shock and dismay. According to reports, Charles saw the proposal as an audacious effort to ensure that Camilla's family would have a lasting legacy inside the royal lineage. Charles believed that this action would go against the principles of impartiality and service that the monarchy upholds. The Duke of Cambridge reportedly stated that marriage within the royal family is not a tool for personal advancement. This is not a method for gaining power. Rather, it is a holy relationship that bears with it an enormous amount of responsibility. We cannot overstate the emotional significance of this event. Camilla's declaration was not only an ambitious proposal for the Duke, who has long stood as a custodian of the monarchy's traditions. Rather, it was a threat to the fundamental fabric of the institution that he has spent his whole life striving to safeguard. Emotional reactions of the Duke in the face of a personal betrayal. The highly personal aspect of the Duke of Kent's response is what differentiates it from other critiques that we have seen. The Duke, who is known for his prudence and unflinching allegiance, has seldom, if ever, expressed public unhappiness over topics that pertain to the family's internal affairs. It is a reflection of the depth of his fury and grief that he has made the choice to break his silence over what he considers a betrayal of the principles for which the monarchy stands. Many people within the Duke's inner circle have said that he had a profound feeling of loss, especially with regard to the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. He reportedly viewed Queen Elizabeth II's reign as the pinnacle of selfless devotion, feeling that personal advancement overshadowed her principles. The Duke allegedly said in a private statement, "Her Majesty devoted her life to the crown, never placing herself above the institution." The speaker expressed her heartbreak at the erosion of those principles. This emotional reaction demonstrates the profound significance of the circumstance. It appears that Camilla's actions have resonated deeply with a man who has endured decades of royal scandals with unwavering dignity. These activities have challenged his conviction in the monarchy's ability to remain resilient and bring people together. The book The Shadow of the Past explores Alice Keppel's controversial legacy. Camilla's heritage, specifically her great-grandmother Alice Keppel, complicates the Duke's response further. Keppel's association with King Edward VII, who was a lover of the king, was a scandal that defined the Edwardian period. It was a controversy that boosted her family's social and financial standing, but it also left a long shadow over their image. The Duke of Kent has drawn comparisons between Alice Keppel's conduct and that of her great-granddaughter Camilla. This suggests that Camilla's behavior is indicative of a recurrent pattern of ambition and opportunism within the Keppel family. In private comments, the Duke reportedly described Keppel's influence on Edward VII as both stabilizing and self-serving. He feels that this dichotomy is similar to Camilla's present role, which he believes reflects Keppel's power over Edward VII. The Duke reportedly stated, "These patterns are not coincidental. Generation after generation has passed down these principles. The legacy that Alice Keppel left behind was one of controversy and self-interest, and it seems that her great-granddaughter is now continuing in her footsteps." This historical remembrance is not only an exercise in sentimentality for the Duke, rather it is a rallying cry for him to take action. By calling attention to the similarities that exist between the past and the present, he is encouraging the royal family to tackle the more fundamental cultural reasons that have enabled these dynamics to continue to exist. A reconciliation of feelings. The Duke of Kent's response to Camilla's conduct is not only a criticism of the choices she has made, rather it is an emotional reckoning with the status of the monarchy itself. In the case of a guy who has devoted his whole life to serving the crown with unflinching dedication, the current difficulties pose a significant challenge to his trust in the institution. Those well acquainted with the situation describe the Duke as deeply conflicted. torn between his devotion to King Charles and his belief that the monarchy must remain rooted in its ideals of duty and service. Even in a roundabout way, his rare choice to speak up reveals the depth of his internal conflict. Those well acquainted with the situation describe the Duke as deeply conflicted, torn between his devotion to King Charles and his belief that the monarchy must remain rooted in its ideals of duty and service. Even in a roundabout way, his rare choice to speak up reveals the depth of his internal conflict. According to reports, the Duke responded by saying, "This is not about family politics. This issue centers on monarchy preservation and values. If we fail to maintain our focus, we risk losing everything." A significant portion of the British populace resonated with the Duke's statements, sharing his concerns about the direction the monarchy was taking. Her recent activities have sparked questions over whether or not she is suitable to serve as Queen Consort, and the role that Camilla had in the dissolution of Charles and Diana's marriage continues to be a contentious subject even now. Opponents view the Duke's remarks as bolstering long-standing concerns about Camilla's power and ambitions. Many people believe that Camilla's activities are a continuation of a history of ambition, which began with Alice Keppel and culminated in the scandalous affair that cast a shadow over Princess Diana's life. Diana's famous statement, "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded," continues to haunt Camilla's public image. These words portray Camilla as a figure of unfaithfulness and scandal. On the other hand, those who support the monarchy believe that the Duke's remarks put the institution in jeopardy at a time when unity is essential. They see Camilla as a person who has put in a lot of effort to gain her position and who has been there for King Charles no matter what serious obstacles he has faced. An uncertain future for the monarchy. The emotional outburst of the Duke of Kent represents a significant period in the history of the British monarchy. The institution is experiencing a multitude of issues as it navigates a world that is fast-changing, and his choice to speak out, which is both uncommon and highly personal, highlights the extent of these challenges. The monarchy's identity and destiny are at stake in this dispute, not tiaras or family politics. The Duke's profound statements serve as both a warning and a call to action at a time when the royal family is struggling to deal with these difficulties. He said, "The crown is not ours to reshape, it is our duty to protect and preserve." There is still a question of whether or not the monarchy is capable of meeting this task. Therefore, the Duke of Kent's emotional stance has temporarily added a genuinely human element to the unfolding drama. This has served to remind the public that even within the grandeur of monarchy, the stakes are profoundly personal. Thank you for watching the video. Please let us know your thoughts, and goodbye for the time being.